Should that be? Should that not be? What are your thoughts on it? I'm not proposing to another man. I'm not doing it. I think it I think it takes me out of my role as female, and I get the women's empowerment movement. I can do what a man can do. I don't want to do everything a man can do.
Right.
That's just me. And we grew up in church, and they say you eat the fish and spit out the bones. With the women empowerment movement, I'm gonna eat the fish and spit out what I'm not down with, and that's
me with anything.
Yeah, that should be with anything. So I'm not proposing to a man. I'm not gonna sit in the house and work while you sit at home and take care of the kids. Now we're gonna have some order, and we're gonna go back traditionally what we've been taught the order of a home should be, and that's just me.
So you segue into the man being at home taking care of the kids?
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay.
What do you guys think about stay-at-home dads?
I don't have a problem with it.
I think it's pretty cool
to
an extent. Now, if he's just sitting at home pretending like he's taking care of these kids and the house is all a mess and out of order,
but women can do that. I mean, that ain't no special gift.
That's it. Can do what?
Can be at home and not clean the house, but they staying at home.
Yeah. It happens on both ends.
Yeah. But I think it's more of a result of what's going on in our society. Mm-hmm. Women do make more money than men.
Say what now?
Especially within our culture. In our culture.
Hold on.
It's about 75 cents to y'all $2 right now.
$2.
In our culture?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you think that most African American women make less money than African American men?
If you stack an educated African American woman against an educated African American man, she's going to make less money
because of her.
But the reality is that you're isolating a very small segment of the men who are fitting that role or fitting that category, that description, because the majority is what we're talking about. Most men, especially in a situation like that, those men usually were considered nerds in high school and didn't get the chick.
Yeah.
But now they're the man now, and they getting all the chicks.
They still so nerdy.
They're not necessarily.
Yeah, that don't change them being geeks.
But it changed the game for them. Because now they have an opportunity to have access to more than what they had before.
Yeah, true.
And that will allow for them to not necessarily want to be a single woman guy or in a monogamous relationship. So they may not even fit that category in terms of I should say that we're talking about simply income, making
we're
money.
Talking about income.
Just that.
Because if I'm leaving you at home,
but even with that, I don't think that that's the majority of men. They don't all have the degree.
With when we're talking about stay-at-home dads, what I'm thinking is that there is an educated female going out into the workforce, and she's making more money or has the potential to make more money than he working. So
right, and I guess we're back to what I was saying before. Most African American women will make more money than their counterparts.
Mara wants to know what's in your cup to make you think that
women make more money.
Yeah, because
we don't.
Lando.
Y'all don't think so?
It ain't even a think. It's fact.
It's fact.
I want to see your statistics. I want to Google it, find it,
Google
prove it to me.
Ain't say nothing but a word.
Because I guarantee, if the majority, how do you then take into consideration that there are more women out here than there are men? And I'm saying with regard to men being incarcerated, it's a lot more men incarcerated than there are out here and available.
And y'all
but
still
the women
get
are
paid
making.
more
We
money
might get paid, but we ain't. I don't think we're making as much money as black women. And on top of that, that's why there's so many women who are saying, "I don't need you. I can do it for myself.
Yeah,
I got my own house. I got my own car, and they might even be richer in discipline." Where their credit is better. That richness there alone changes the game.
Changes the game, yeah.
So now she has way more than what he has because she has discipline. So if that's the case, then now how do you equate any of that? You can't.
Okay, so let's get off the money aspect.
So why is he staying at home then?
That's what we're talking about. Because I think there are women who... let's put a lot of variables. Daycare is expensive, hugely expensive. So if I'm at a Fortune 500 company and I'm making six figures and he's working, let's just say RTA, you figure that's anywhere between 30 and 50,000 a year. I might be a little off. Is it more advantageous for him to stay home and me go to work, or both of us work? Because here are all the variables. We have a mother. My mother is staying with us, and she needs some care, not around the clock care. And we have young children who are not in school but in daycare. So you have these different variables. Are you leaving him at home? Is it good to leave him at home? Is that a good decision?
I think yes. If you can afford to do that, where one of you stays home and it just so happens to be the husband, I say go for it. Why not? You're saving money. Your children are now being taught or cared for by the parent, not necessarily some stranger at a daycare center. Right. And now you said your mom, or, metaphorically, mom is staying with you guys. That's all. That's how the family should be. I feel like that's how it should operate.
But, it takes courage to do that, because tradition says in society would make you feel more comfortable with everybody going out to work and dealing with the same problems, the same struggles. Because now you got something to talk about when you at work. When you complain, how's your day going? Girl, I'm still working. Got to pay for childcare.
Yeah.
Got to do this. But when you make a decision like, well, my husband stayed at home because it saved us more money. You may not even say that it saves more money, but you just know that's your reason. But what people won't understand is why he stays at home. What people won't appreciate is that he stayed at home for the reason that you all have decided is good for you. But it takes courage.
Yeah. I don't know. One of the queens on here, Marsh, last name Marsh.
My
I'm
mom.
Sorry. Okay. She said that men should be providers, not nurturers. But why is that so uncommon? Why shouldn't men be
both
caring, gentle, but also strong and provide and be protectors?
I think that they should be both, and that is one of the things that we've been taught as children growing up, that men were providers. Men don't cry, they don't let you see how they're feeling. That's a bunch of bull to me, because what are we teaching our children?
It creates a disconnect for emotion.
Absolutely. My oldest son has a 7-month-old baby, and he's a baby. I tell him all the time, he's a baby. He's not a boy yet. I mean, he's a male, but he's not, he's a baby. Yeah.
Stop that crying.
And that's what he does. And when he rubs his head, it's really rough and hard. And when he picks him up, it's like really rough. And I'm like, he is a baby. You have to treat, I said, it's okay to comfort him and coddle him. It doesn't make you less of a man. This is your baby. He needs nurturing from you too, and that's where he gets the balance of his growing and maturing and emotional stability. Kiss him. It's okay to kiss. My husband will tell you, I'll talk to them on the phone. I'm like, Nicholas, give him a kiss. Just kiss.
It's kiss time. It's necessary for development. No joke. It's necessary for development to have both that masculine and feminine energy in that child's life, so that they understand, okay, I can get love from dad, I can get love from mom.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
And there's going to be a difference, but that difference is good for when you're growing up and balance. You need different things. Sure. I think.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, especially as it relates to how we are dealing now in a society where we have much more mental illness apparent and being accepted, because we realize that some of the things that we've held on to that were not real, but we were taught these things such as don't release your emotions, don't show emotion or display affection towards someone other than your wife, where your significant other. That way, you have to have that moment where you have a brother that you can give a hug. You have to have that moment where you experience the emotions of a happiness when you see your child do something that you didn't think they were going to be able to do.
Yeah.
You have to release some kind of way. If you don't, you are nothing but a time bomb. You're ticking.
You're gonna blow up in that relationship.
It's just not the relationship. You might blow up in your mind where you might wind up having to be put away for a little while because you tripping off of how in the world did this happen to me? Right. Because you never released or learned how to release. I mean, I hope my friend doesn't mind me sharing. I'm not going to say his name, but he experienced the loss of a mother, grandmother. He was the oldest, and he thought that he had to be the strength for everybody, where he never had a chance to grieve over the two most important people in his life.
Right.
So he never got a chance to let that go. Why? Who told him he couldn't let that go?
Society.
And society is not doing nothing for him.
For him, absolutely.
Not when it comes down to the real matters of life.
And not
but
even,
he's holding true to it. He's loyal to him.
And not even society. Our churches teach us that.
Yeah.
Teach the men that. Our families do. And just like you said, when we can't properly grieve or show emotion, who's coming to these guys' aid?
Right.
When they're all bottled up and they just explode.
Right.
Or before they explode.
Well, the part of that is the unconscious ignorance.
Yeah.
That part of, if you're bleeding on your shirt, you don't know you're bleeding until somebody, hey, there's blood on your shirt. Oh, there's blood? Now you got to figure out, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
But you never knew you was bleeding. Mm-hmm. So now when you figure out, oh, you're bleeding from the eye? You bleeding from your ear?
Yeah.
That's when the person now starts to pay attention to what they should have been paying attention to
all
along.
Yeah.
Themselves. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine, once you realize your eye is bleeding, your ear is bleeding,
yeah.
You've been bleeding, and all this blood is on you. Now you understand why nobody want to be around you.
Blood is on your sock. You're like, what? Wait.
Right.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, we were talking about men staying at home and why men can't be both providers and nurturers. So, what do we say about men who are just at home and they expect their wives to go to work? It's happening. Yeah. I want you to say, bum.
You definitely need to have a conversation. Why are you feeling this way? Are you feeling this way?
Yeah.
Is that the case?
Yeah.
Is there something that is stopping you from recognizing the value you're supposed to be bringing?
But do you think some men are feeling, okay, you on this woman's empowerment thing? You go,
I'm gonna empower you.
Empower.
Play that role right
you
on
to go
now.
to work.
Right,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So
you want to do what I do? Go ahead. Like the dude on the bus on RTA, you want to act like a man? Wow.
Ooh. Yeah. So do you think some
Financially,
men,
that's what it was.
do you think some men in that situation are thinking that too? Could that be?
They could be. I mean, there's some unscrupulous, scandalous people out here.
We're talking about men. We need the male perspective.
I like that. Mm-hmm. A man could feel like you want to be this way. I mean, what old dude did on the bus, I couldn't imagine ever doing. But he could.
Yeah.
So it could be someone out there that could be delivering the same kind of blows financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. They could be coming so hard with the game. They just like, oh, I got this one wrapped up. I got me one. Click, click,
right.
Snap, open up the brew, whatever they do. That's where they're playing the game.
But even if you took that stance, okay, you want to be the man, you want to go out here and work, would that still make you stay home and not work?
Well, I don't know how that happens anyway. So to answer that definitively, I will pass.
Okay.
But I do believe that there is something to it because we're talking about it. Because in addition to that, there is also a concession that we are yet to get to, and that is, well, if you're going to be that way, then you need to take on my last name, dude.
Ooh.
And with that, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to The Drip.
Create eye-catching designs that will make your apparel top of the line. The possibilities are endless with ski tees and apparel. No order too large or small. One item or hundreds, no problem. With quick turnarounds, no setup charges or hidden fees, and rush services to fit your needs. Customize your look today by calling 440-462-9401. That's 440-462-9401. And also follow us on the web at skiteesapparel.com.